Hey, I'm back. What the government and media don't want you to know. Up next. Sounds pretty sensational, right? But it got you to click. Now here's the deal. Most of what we're reading and hearing these days, over sensationalized news. And you know who wins in all of this and who loses? Well, I'll start off with who loses, and it's me, it's you, it's everybody. We're all losing out, particularly in this election cycle, because everything is so over the top and scandal ridden. And again, who wins? The media. And what does that mean? That means that by perpetuating these scandals, by blowing things out of proportion, they are driving a wedge between the American people, between you and between me. And we get onto social media and we get into arguments and we get into fights. People are losing relationships. People are losing friends. But what's the media getting? They're getting a lot of clicks. They're getting a lot of people watching. People are watching their pundits talk about how evil the other candidates are and how idiotic the other voters are. And those are our friends. Those are our family that they're talking about. And it's not right, but we allow it to happen. In fact, we encourage it to happen. And it's tragic because all it's doing, it's splintering the American people. It's doing just what the major parties in particular, but even the smaller parties want it to do, and it's pushing us away from our relationships with people who have differing opinions and codifying us and solidifying us as their political base, pretty much guaranteeing that any of us will never change sides, and furthermore, that we'll stop having conversations with people who disagree with us. And that's where they win. If you stop having conversations with people you disagree with, you're going to end up on social media or on news sites looking for news that already fits your perspective so that you can find people that already believe what you believe. And there's nothing wrong with agreeing with people. There's nothing wrong with disagreeing with people. And that's the important part. We've lost that perspective. And I'm not suggesting even for a second that this political race in particular is not important. I have very, very strong political views. You're just not going to hear them through a video or on Facebook or on my blog. You're going to hear about them from me, face to face, because I want to dialogue with you and I want to find out what you believe. If I feel I can change your mind, I might try to do that. You're going to try to change mine, but we're going to do it face to face. All of this crap on social media, on your major news outlets with the pundits telling everybody how stupid they are, is making me crazy, because I can see this happening and I see it happen with others and I can't stop it. But you can. You can stop doing this to yourselves and to others. We as a people are far stronger together and make better decisions when we work together than when we stand in our separate groups and pretend that the other group is full of a bunch of idiots. As long as we continue to consume these stories, these news stories or news stories and blogs, and let them control the narrative, we're losing out. We're losing touch. We got to keep it real, guys. This election is making everybody nuts. Personally, I feel like I just walked out of the Matrix. I've got a different perspective on things now than maybe I did 6 months ago, even though some of these thoughts had already been cycling. But we don't talk issues. We aren't talking about what's actually important with any of the major candidates. What we are doing is talking about who's worse and how could you dare support them. And if you continue to support them, you're no longer a friend of mine. What kind of crap is that? We've got to wake up. We've got to engage in meaningful dialogue so that we can make meaningful compromise and meaningful change, not just lining up behind the person who has the R or the D or the I behind their name. It's time to get back to what's important, people. And I tell you what, if you believe what I'm saying, I want you to share this. I want you to like it. Please get this out there. People need to remember what it was like 10 years ago. And that wasn't perfect. 20 years ago, that wasn't perfect either. But to lose relationships over stuff like this is the craziest thing I have ever heard of, because guess what? Politicians in the end are going to do what's best for the politicians, not what's best for you. They need to get reelected. The media outlets need to make money. And as long as they can sucker us into making poor decisions, especially as it relates to friends and family, we fall further into their camp. And again, I have very strong opinions on politics. I'm not going to do it here. This is not a format for debate, nor is Facebook, nor is Twitter. Face to face is how you engage those people. That's how you change hearts and minds. I'm proud to be an American. I think you guys are too. But let's remember what that is. Let's get back together as a people. Make friends again. Enjoy each other's company. Look at the frickin' Cubs. You know, Chicago. Wall-to-wall people. They weren't all Republicans. They weren't all Democrats. And they didn't care. They had a good common reason to come together and to celebrate in their victory. And it's not a party victory. It's not a political victory. Yes, it's sports. But if you engage online or if you listen to the media, you start to believe that you can't do that anymore. You can't stand next to that person and celebrate the good times or share in the bad times. And we can still do it. We just got to remember how. Again, please share this with somebody who needs it. Feel free to subscribe to my page. I've got a lot of other interesting stuff, non-political, on the39project.com. Thanks. I hope you have a great weekend. Remember your friends and family. Get back to what's important.